In the ancient kingdom of Eldoria, nestled amidst towering mountains and dense forests, there lay a forgotten citadel known as Shadowfell Keep. This fortress, once a bastion of power and prestige, had fallen into ruin long ago, its walls now shrouded in darkness and its halls haunted by the specters of the past. Legend spoke of a great war that had ravaged the land centuries before, a conflict fueled by greed and ambition. It was said that the Lord of Shadowfell Keep, a formidable warrior known as Lord Eric, had made a pact with dark forces to ensure victory on the battlefield. But in his thirst for power, he unleashed a curse that would condemn him and his descendants to an eternity of torment. As the years passed, Shadowfell Keep became a place of fear and dread, avoided by all but the bravest or most foolish of souls. Those who dared to venture within its walls spoke of strange occurrences, the sound of disembodied whispers echoing through the empty halls, the chill of icy fingers brushing against their skin, and the sensation of being watched by unseen eyes. Among the villagers, tales of Shadowfell Keep became cautionary tales told to frighten children into obedience. They spoke of restless spirits condemned to roam the corridors of the citadel, their anguished cries echoing through the night as they searched for release from their eternal torment. But despite the warnings, there were those who dared to seek out the secrets hidden within Shadowfell Keep. Some were drawn by tales of untold riches rumored to lie buried beneath its ruins, while others sought to unravel the mysteries of the curse that bound the fortress in its grip. Among these brave or perhaps foolhardy souls was a young scholar named Lyra, whose thirst for knowledge led her to delve into the forbidden lore surrounding Shadowfell Keep. Armed with ancient texts and forbidden scrolls, she ventured into the heart of the citadel, determined to uncover the truth behind its haunted halls. But as Lyra delved deeper into the secrets of Shadowfell Keep, she soon realized that some truths were better left buried. For within the fortress lay not only the spirits of the past, but also dark forces that hungered for souls to feed their insatiable thirst for power. As the shadows closed in around her and the whispers grew louder, Lyra found herself caught in a web of intrigue and deceit that threatened to consume her soul. And as she struggled to unravel the mysteries of Shadowfell Keep, she soon discovered that the true horror lay not in the darkness that surrounded her, but in the depths of her own heart. As Lyra ventured deeper into the labyrinthine corridors of Shadowfell Keep, she encountered strange symbols etched into the crumbling walls, symbols that seemed to pulse with an otherworldly energy. Each step she took brought her closer to the heart of the fortress, closer to the source of the curse that bound it in darkness. But with each passing moment, Lyra felt a creeping sense of unease gnawing at the edges of her mind. Whispers followed her every move, taunting her with promises of power and knowledge beyond imagining. And as she delved deeper into the secrets of Shadowfell Keep, she began to question the true nature of her quest. Was she truly seeking to unravel the mysteries of the curse that bound the fortress, or had she been drawn here by forces beyond her understanding? Was she a mere pawn in a game played by unseen hands, or did she hold the key to unlocking the secrets hidden within Shadowfell Keep? As she pondered these questions, Lyra found herself confronted by a series of increasingly unsettling visions of a dark figure cloaked in shadow, its eyes burning with an unholy light. With each vision, the figure drew closer, its presence looming over her like a specter from the depths of her worst nightmares. Desperate to escape the clutches of the darkness that threatened to consume her, Lyra pressed on, her heart pounding in her chest with each step. But with each passing moment, the shadows seemed to grow thicker, their tendrils reaching out to ensnare her in their icy embrace. And as she reached the heart of Shadowfell Keep, Lyra was faced with a choice that would determine the fate of not only herself but of all who dwelled within the cursed fortress. Would she succumb to the darkness that threatened to engulf her, or would she find the strength within herself to break free from its grasp? With the weight of centuries bearing down upon her, Lyra stood at the crossroads of destiny, her future hanging in the balance. And as she raised her hand to make her choice, she knew that whatever path she chose, the shadows of Shadowfell Keep would never truly release their hold upon her soul. As Lyra stood at the heart of Shadowfell Keep, her hand trembling as she contemplated her next move, the air around her crackled with dark energy. The whispers that had plagued her every step grew louder, their words twisting and coiling like serpents in the depths of her mind. In that moment of uncertainty, a voice spoke to her, a voice that seemed to emanate from the very walls of the fortress itself. It whispered secrets long forgotten, truths buried beneath layers of deception and betrayal. "Choose wisely, child of Eldoria," the voice murmured, its tone both seductive and menacing. "For the fate of this realm hangs in the balance, and only you possess the power to tip the scales." With a shiver of fear coursing through her veins, Lyra hesitated, torn between the allure of the darkness that surrounded her and the faint glimmer of hope that still burned within her heart. But as she gazed into the abyss that yawned before her, she knew that there could be no turning back. With a steely resolve, Lyra reached deep within herself, drawing upon reserves of strength she never knew she possessed. And as she did, she felt a surge of power coursing through her veins, banishing the shadows that sought to ensnare her in their grasp. In that moment of clarity, Lyra made her choice a choice to embrace the light that dwelled within her, to defy the darkness that sought to consume her soul. And as she did, the very foundations of Shadowfell Keep trembled, its walls echoing with the sound of ancient chains breaking free. But even as the darkness began to recede, a new threat loomed on the horizon, a threat that promised to plunge the realm of Eldoria into chaos once more. For as Lyra emerged from the depths of Shadowfell Keep, she realized that the true battle had only just begun. With the power she had unleashed coursing through her veins, Lyra knew that she would be hunted by forces both ancient and malevolent. And as she set out on her journey to confront the darkness that threatened to engulf her world, she could only wonder what other secrets lay hidden in the shadows, waiting to be revealed. As Lyra ventured forth from Shadowfell Keep, the weight of her newfound power heavy upon her shoulders, she found herself thrust into a world on the brink of upheaval. The very land seemed to tremble with anticipation, as though the forces she had unleashed had set into motion a chain of events that could not be stopped. But amidst the chaos that threatened to consume Eldoria, there were whispers of a prophecy that spoke of a chosen one, a savior who would rise from the ashes of despair to vanquish the darkness and restore balance to the realm. As word of Lyra's journey spread far and wide, she found herself hailed as the fulfillment of this ancient prophecy, a beacon of hope in a world on the brink of destruction. But with the mantle of destiny weighing heavily upon her, Lyra knew that the path ahead would be fraught with danger and uncertainty. For even as she sought to confront the darkness that threatened to engulf Eldoria, there were those who would stop at nothing to see her fail. Shadows lurked in every corner, whispering of betrayal and deceit, and Lyra knew that she could trust no one but herself. And yet, amidst the chaos and uncertainty, there was a glimmer of hope, a flicker of light that refused to be extinguished. For as Lyra journeyed forth on her quest, she began to uncover fragments of a forgotten past, clues that hinted at the true nature of the darkness that threatened to consume the realm. With each revelation, Lyra drew closer to unlocking the secrets that had lain hidden for centuries, secrets that held the key to defeating the ancient evil that lurked in the shadows. But as she delved deeper into the mysteries of Eldoria, she realized that the true battle lay not in vanquishing her enemies, but in confronting the darkness that dwelled within her own soul. And so, as Lyra stood poised on the precipice of destiny, she knew that the fate of Eldoria rested in her hands alone. With courage and determination burning bright within her heart, she prepared to face the greatest challenge of her life, a challenge that would test her strength, her resolve, and her very essence as a being of light in a world consumed by darkness. As Lyra journeyed deeper into the heart of Eldoria, she encountered allies and adversaries alike, each with their own motives and agendas. Some pledged their loyalty to her cause without hesitation, drawn by the promise of a brighter future that her quest represented. Others, however, eyed her with suspicion and mistrust, their loyalties shrouded in shadows as dark as the ones that threatened to consume the realm. Among those who joined Lyra on her journey was a mysterious figure known only as the Wanderer, nomad of the wilderness, his face obscured by a tattered cloak and his eyes veiled in secrets. Despite his enigmatic nature, the Wanderer possessed a wisdom that belied his years, guiding Lyra through the treacherous lands of Eldoria with a keen sense of purpose. But as Lyra delved deeper into the mysteries of the realm, she began to suspect that the Wanderer harbored secrets of his own, secrets that could hold the key to unlocking the true nature of the darkness that threatened to consume Eldoria. With each passing day, she found herself drawn further into the web of intrigue that surrounded him, her trust in him tested at every turn. Meanwhile, whispers of a shadowy cabal plotting to seize control of Eldoria's destiny grew louder, their intentions shrouded in mystery and deception. Rumors spoke of ancient artifacts of untold power hidden in the darkest corners of the realm, artifacts that could tip the balance of power in favor of whoever wielded them. As Lyra raced against time to uncover the truth behind the Cabal's machinations, she found herself entangled in a web of lies and betrayal that stretched back to the very origins of Eldoria itself. And as she unraveled the threads of intrigue that bound the realm in darkness, she realized that the fate of Eldoria was far more intertwined with her own than she had ever imagined. With the Wanderer by her side and the weight of destiny upon her shoulders, Lyra prepared to confront the forces that sought to plunge Eldoria into chaos. But as she stood on the brink of the final battle, she knew that the true test lay not in vanquishing her enemies, but in confronting the darkness that dwelled within her own heart. As Lyra delved deeper into the mysteries of Eldoria, she began to uncover ancient prophecies that foretold of a coming darkness, a darkness that threatened to consume the realm in its entirety. But as she sought to decipher the cryptic messages of the past, she found herself ensnared in a web of deceit woven by those who would stop at nothing to ensure that the truth remained hidden. Among the most enigmatic figures she encountered was a high-ranking nobleman known as Lord Darius, whose allegiance to the crown seemed unwavering, yet whose true intentions remained veiled in shadow. With each encounter, Lyra sensed a tension lingering beneath the surface, a tension that hinted at secrets far darker than she could have ever imagined. As she delved deeper into Lord Darius' past, Lyra uncovered a trail of betrayal and treachery that stretched back through generations, leading her to question everything she thought she knew about the nobleman's true motives. And as she sought to unravel the tangled web of lies that surrounded him, she found herself drawn into a deadly game of cat and mouse, where the stakes were nothing less than the fate of Eldoria itself. But amidst the chaos and uncertainty, there was one beacon of hope that burned bright in the darkness, a young prince named Alaric, whose courage and determination inspired hope in the hearts of all who knew him. With his unwavering support, Lyra forged ahead on her quest, determined to uncover the truth and bring an end to the darkness that threatened to consume the realm. Yet as they journeyed deeper into the heart of Eldoria, they encountered obstacles at every turn. Ancient guardians awakened from their slumber, powerful sorcerers wielding dark magics, and hidden dangers lurking in the shadows. And with each step they took, Lyra couldn't shake the feeling that they were being watched by unseen eyes, their every move anticipated by forces far more powerful than they could ever hope to comprehend. As the true nature of the darkness that threatened Eldoria began to reveal itself, Lyra realized that the key to defeating it lay not in brute force or cunning strategy, but in embracing the power of unity and friendship. With Alaric by her side and the support of their allies, she prepared to face the greatest challenge of her life, a challenge that would test their courage, their resolve, and their very faith in the light that still burned within their hearts. As Lyra and her companions ventured deeper into the heart of Eldoria, they found themselves confronted by the full extent of the darkness that threatened to consume the realm. With each passing day, the forces arrayed against them grew stronger, their resolve tested to its limits as they fought to uncover the truth and bring an end to the looming threat. But as they neared their goal, tragedy struck in the most unexpected of ways. In a desperate bid to protect his friends, Prince Alaric sacrificed himself in a final, valiant stand against the encroaching darkness. His loss struck a devastating blow to Lyra and the others, leaving them reeling with grief and despair. With their leader gone, the remaining members of the party found themselves overwhelmed by the relentless tide of darkness that swept across Eldoria. Despite their best efforts, they were unable to stem the tide, and one by one, they fell in battle against the forces of evil. In the end, Lyra stood alone against the darkness, her heart heavy with sorrow as she faced the inevitable. With tears streaming down her face, she uttered a final prayer for forgiveness and redemption, knowing that her efforts had been in vain. And as the darkness closed in around her, enveloping her in its cold embrace, Lyra knew that she had failed in her quest to save Eldoria. The realm fell into shadow, its once vibrant lands now shrouded in eternal darkness, a grim testament to the price of ambition and the folly of hope. And so, with a heavy heart and tears in her eyes, Lyra succumbed to the darkness, joining the ranks of the fallen heroes who had dared to defy fate and challenge the forces of evil. And as the world mourned the loss of its brightest hope, the echoes of their sacrifice lingered on, a haunting reminder of the fragility of life and the inevitability of despair.